welcome to an episode of Jacob's House of Rock. And today I got another unboxing video for you guys. So today we're going to be looking at the Jackman BanTamp from a Chinese brand called JOYO. They put out, a bunch of budget effect pedals and stuff like that. And a little while ago they started putting out little miniature amp heads, very similar to, say, the Micro Terror by Orange, and there's a PV sort of little miniature amp, and a couple of other brands make little miniature amps as well. But these particular ones, I've had some experience with the Zombie, which is a really great sort of metal monster type amp, and they're all pretty cool from what I've seen, and they are voiced to sound like different classic amplifiers. So, for example, the Zombie is based off a Mesa Boogie. You've got the Vivo, which stands for, what is it, 5150, which is the EVH, I think, amp, or PV, or something. You know what I mean, that like classic heavy metal amp. You've got ones that, sound like a nice clean Fendery type amp. You got ones that sound like Orange, even though we've already got the Orange Micro Terror, but that one's called the Atomic. And the one I'm unboxing today is the Jackman, which stands for, which is their version of a Marshall JMC amp. So, super lead kind of cool tone, hopefully. So let's take a look at this thing. So, there we go. I bought this thing from Artist Guitars, because they, distribute these things here in Australia, and they had the best price pretty much on eBay. So yeah, here we go. I already did an unboxing of the Zombie, and I was meant to do a demo of that and a review, so I will get on to that, but I'll also do the same for this thing, so hopefully I'll actually do those this time. But yeah, here's the box that comes in. You see, you got all the different little amps there, all different colors to symbolize, what model they are. They all sound pretty different. So let's just get straight into it. Again, this box is actually quite heavy, because these things look really plasticky, but they're actually made of metal, which is really cool. So just like the Zombie, all the exact same stuff. Got the little booklet, this sort of packaging, and here's our amp. So look at that, tiny little thing. Maybe a slight bit bigger than, the Orange one. But, solid metal, very hefty. It's got a 12AX7 tube in it, so it actually does have a valve in the preamp section of this thing, so it helps give it some of that tube warmth. Although it does have a solid state power section. That's how it can be so small and use, not have to have a giant transformer in it. Although they kind of cheated a little bit, because the power cable that it does come with has one of these sort of block things, which is technically a transformer. Although this one's a pretty damn light one, so who's complaining, But yeah, other features that it has two channels, a clean and an overdrive. The overdrive, of course, being where you get what these things are really built for. You also got a Bluetooth option on it, so you can play tracks that you want to jam to through the amp while you're playing guitar through it as well, or just to listen to stuff. But who's going to use that feature? I mean, honestly, I would have preferred if they'd put in a what's it called, a foot switch control instead of that. But for what these are, they're still pretty great to have that as a bonus, even though I'm personally never going to use it. And you got an effects loop, which is amazing, because even though I bloody love this thing, there's no effects loop, and it kind of would really need one, because I like a little bit of reverb, maybe some delay in there, and you really need an effects loop for something like that, especially with amp that's got a nice sort of classic rock distortion tone, because you can't really put that before the amp, because then it's just going to sound really weird. But yeah, overall, looks nice sort of deep red here. The Zombie was like a gray color, but they're all different colors. So the Jackman is the red one. And for those of you who don't know, all of the names are sort of code for what amp they're meant to be based off. So you can see where it says Jackman there, it's the J, C, and the M are a little bit brighter. So JCM is for the Marshall model, the JCM. And yeah, so looking good, nice and hefty. What else do we get in the packaging? Again, we get this little power transformer. We get a little patch cable, which is interesting. A little short cable. And we get a nice plug that will fit into the power transformer here. Anything else? No. Box is empty, just got a little random cardboard thing that's empty. So yeah, well packaged. Looks interesting, like I said. My sort of thing with these amps is I'm not overly a fan of the actual look of them. They don't look particularly pretty, at least compared to, say, the orange one. I mean, this thing looks awesome, because I love the look of these orange amps. And this is just really cute, really cool that they actually got the classic orange sort of design on it. But then you get this thing, it looks really modern, but just looks like any other sort of bit of technology. It doesn't look really very guitar related, if you know what I mean. So I wish they would have given these little amps a cooler sort of look, more sort of classic amp sort of look, because that would have been a really cool novelty thing that people would have really loved. I think about these things. But the real beauty of these things is the sound. So don't be fooled by their size, because like I said, I played the Zombie, and that thing is not a small practice amp. It is not for home use, let's say, just sort of bedroom use. That these things are legitimate, like, amps. They are 20 watts, but they do go really loud. I think they go to like somewhere around 90, 100 odd decibels. And, you know, even if you have the volume, like, really, like, you have to have the volume really low to have them at, you know, bedroom playing levels. And that's not where they're best heard, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to test this out briefly. I have a little bit of a Laney cab combo amp here, which I can hijack the speaker from that to drive this thing, to be driven by this thing, so we can do a little sound demo. It's nothing too fancy. It's not going to be mic'd up properly or anything. I'm just using my webcam. Hopefully it won't clip, is the thing. But yeah, we'll do a little sound demo, and I'll do a proper review of this thing later on. Alright, so I got my amp plugged in here. It's kind of awkwardly leaning at the back of this little Laney combo here, so we got a nice 12-inch speaker that's running through, and yeah, because I needed to plug it into the speaker, that's why it's kind of leaning back there, because the cable from the speaker is very short. But yeah, let's start this thing out. So I'm just going to turn it on now. Very excited to hear what it sounds like. Probably going to be very loud. We'll start on the clean. It does need a tiny moment to get that tube heated up before it starts. This doesn't have a, what's it called? Standby switch. So standby switches don't actually really do all that much. There's a myth that they help protect the tubes and all that. It's actually not really true, but they do help. They do help you not have to listen to the amp drone on and on. So it's a good way of just keeping it quiet. It's probably the best thing about a standby switch. But anyway, here we go. Clean channel. Nice basic clean. No, not that flashy if I had any reverb or anything, because like I said, it has an effects loop, but I haven't put anything in it. Just before we get to the business end of this amp, being the dirty channel, let's turn up the gain on the clean channel to full and see if we can get any sort of clipping. Kind of getting there, not really. And I'm going to turn both the volume and the gain down on full, keep the tone about in the middle, and then we'll try the overdrive. Okay, looks like I have to turn both the gain and the volume up at least somewhat to get it to start. There we go. So remember, this is meant to be a sort of a Marshall super lead type sound, so we'll see how close it gets. Still very clean, but the gain is almost off, so let's... Nice. See the tone turn up a bit? There we go. Starting to get some of them classic rock sounds there. Hopefully this doesn't clip the speaker, not the speaker, the microphone on my camera here. So that's my quick little demo for you guys of this thing, and yeah, I'm liking that sort of classic rock vibe you get from this amp. I'd like to experiment a little bit more with this thing, probably a bit louder, maybe probably in my actual studio thing, and then I'll get a feel for the amp, and I'll do a full review for you guys. Again, bearing in mind this was recorded through my webcam microphone, so the audio quality is probably clipping, hopefully not, we'll see, but even at that volume, that was getting just to the edges of being a little too loud for bedroom use, so don't get this thing if you just want a sort of bedroom amp. This is good for, you know, small gigs and stuff like that easily. It can go over a drummer. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and all that sort of stuff. Let me know in the comments below which one of these sort of amps are you keen on getting, and yeah. So stay tuned for that full demo. I'll have it mic'd up properly, so we'll have good audio in that and everything. And yeah, keep on rocking, people. Peace out.